sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimitte nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera nos a malo.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another show of Restore Christendom. I am Tommy.
And I'm Emily.
Welcome.
Welcome. Good evening, everybody. Hello. It is Sunday, May 18th at 7:18 p.m. We are on time tonight, running right on schedule.
Yeah, I was 1 minute late if you want to be technical. Hello,
That's
Ginny.
right.
Hello, another night.
Good evening, guys. The gang's all here.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Hello. I don't really have anything to riff. I thought I had something, but I don't.
You thought you had
I
something?
did. I opened my mouth ready to have something to come out of it, but nothing.
Huh.
Nothing. I know.
Okay. Well, Emily's. I got nothing either. See?
See?
Yeah. It's a rough.
Oh no.
It's gonna be a rough one. I'm super tired. It's been a long weekend, and
Yeah. Oh, I guess. Well, what I want to do is I want to get like the news out first. I want to do
you want to
news
just news
first.
out first. Just
Yeah.
get it out there for everybody.
Yeah. I just want to do news first.
Okay. Do the
Oh,
news.
well, first we can answer Ginny. How was our trip?
Our trip was good.
It was wonderful. It was great.
Yeah, we didn't catch a lot of fish. Caught a few, mostly small.
Just little tiny
But
ones.
we went for a nice little hike. Spent some family time camping. So it was a really good time.
It was a nice trip after not taking trips for a really long time.
Yeah.
The weather was good. Well, except for the part where it rained.
It was the last
But
night.
it wouldn't
So
be a trip out if we
it would
didn't
if
rain.
we didn't get
So
rained on. It actually it in very much true to form for our trips. It was great. And then as we were sleeping that night before we packed up to come home, it rained all night and rained in the morning. So we had to pack all of our gear up wet and drive home with everything
yes,
wet. And that happens to us a lot for
a
some
lot,
reason.
a
But
lot.
whatever. So we come home, we dry our gear out. At least we didn't get rained on while we were there.
Yeah, that's
Um,
that's no big deal. But yeah, it was a nice trip. We do intend to go back to that area and
yes.
do some more exploring.
And then speaking of our trip, and then speaking of the other nights, fifth Sunday of Easter, sing to the Lord. So we did not go to mass last week. We got a dispensation from Father Nick, but we still confessed it in confession.
Mhm.
So it's like, why do we even get the dispensation?
Yeah, and
We
he
still felt
went.
guilty about it.
Yeah, and not that there's like a smart or a dumb way to do confession, but he did the smart thing, and it lucked out that way.
I didn't do
That
it on purpose. It
it
just
just
happened
lucked
to be
out.
that way.
It just
Yes.
lucked out that Father Nick was the one taking confession. So he went to Father Nick for confession for his little guilty feelings about missing mass. But I had gone a couple of days before he went because I have the opportunity to go anytime I want. Any weekday I can go a little early and get in there. And I did. And I went to Father Adam. And he looked at me with all seriousness and said, "Well, you know, the next time I'm in the Mark Twain National Forest, I'm probably going to find a mass to go to." And I said, "Yep, that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here." Because I was like, it could have been done. Um, but yeah, I got told Father Adam would find a mass to go to. so So that was fun. And my penance was silence, which in sitting in the silence, I think I've come to understand that the penance of silence is to remind you of like that's kind of what hell's like. It's just quiet.
Maybe.
There's nothing there.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm pretty sure that's not what it was because
No, because
in
hell's
the
usually
silence,
screaming, torturing.
right, yeah. Well, and in the silence is usually when God speaks to you, but
Yeah.
it's also in that same silence is that fear of like the absence of God. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe
I
that's
think that's
just a
just
me
you.
thing.
I think
Maybe
that's just
that's just a me
I think
problem.
that's just a you thing. But hey, man, however it works for you, it works for you, right? But anyway, as I brought that up, so our very first mass that we went to was last year for the fifth Sunday of Easter.
Yes, it was.
We showed up at the Catholic Church randomly out of the blue on the fifth Sunday of Easter, and we had not missed a mass since. And it has been a full liturgical year now, a little over a calendar year, but a full liturgical year now coming back to the fifth Sunday of Easter. And the fourth Sunday of Easter is still a mystery to us.
It is still a mystery.
It is
to
still a
us.
mystery to us. We have not attended a fourth Sunday of Easter mass yet.
I have no idea. Next year will be the year.
Yeah. So, what else was I gonna?
Good evening, Stacks.
Yes, and Tyler, give you some pointers for your first Catholic mass next week. Yes, church is a date. I would consider church a date.
Church date. It is a date. That's actually really cute. One of my little old ladies, her and her husband, he's passed away now, but back whenever their second date was to church, was to mass specifically, and they sat in the third row back, and she still sits in the third row back. Like that's where they sat. And so like yes, church is a date.
Yes,
Church is a date.
and hello there, Stacks. So yes, any advice I can give you is just look around and do what everybody else does.
Yeah,
You're not going to know the responses, but
you could watch a couple of videos and get the responses, know what the responses
yeah,
are.
it's not that hard really.
Sit in the back, sit towards the back, so that way you can like see what other people are doing and read the cues of like when do we stand, when we kneel,
When do we
that
sit?
time, that kind of stuff. Those are the only pointers I have.
Yeah, that's really all I can say is just pay attention to what's going on around you so you don't look dumb and just stand when other people stand and sit when other people sit and kneel when other people kneel.
Yep, you'll be good.
And just kind of mumble when everybody else is doing their things.
Right.
Throwing like the confetti and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, you don't have to say anything. You could just stand there. There's people, because I watch people in a very people watchy type of way, and there's some people who like don't say a word, and I know that they're like they go up and they get communion, but like they
Yeah.
don't utter a word. They just stand up
Right.
when they're supposed to.
Yeah, sitting, you're not going to do a whole lot of sitting, but you will get to do some sitting.
Sitting? What church do you go to that you can't sit?
Yeah, I don't know.
I have questions. What standing room only place are you attending? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how the Orthodox do it. I don't know if they just spend the whole time kneeling or something, or if his church is so packed that it's just he's always standing, or
I have no idea.
yeah.
I don't know. Orthodox
Orthodox don't sit when you stand and kneel, basically, I'm guessing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Generally don't sit much. Oh, okay. All right. Well,
Okay. Yeah.
okay.
I wonder if the Eastern Catholics are like that too, because the Eastern Catholics are just the original. They're just parts of the Orthodox that came back to communion.
I don't know. One of the Catholic bros on Twitter wants to get rid of the pews. No sitting. He's on a little crusade for that.
Okay.
I don't know why.
It wouldn't kill me if we just stood and kneeled.
Okay.
It's whatever.
I like the pews. I like sitting.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, it would. I don't know. It's whatever. I don't wear shoes that I couldn't stand the whole time in, but like.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah. So everybody's coming in with the Orthodox.
Yeah, we have a whole bunch of old people though.
Yeah.
What do your old people do?
They're old Russians, man. They stand.
Fair, I guess.
Yeah. Like.
Yep. Yeah. Catholic calisthenics.
Yes.
Workout. Up, down, kneeling, stand, kneeling, sit, kneeling,
Very much so.
stand.
Weren't you gonna get some news out?
Kneeling. Oh yeah.
It's like, it's got to get some news out. And
Yeah.
then,
So there's the nonsense I just said. And then the other thing is that our Sunday shows, they're gonna be shorter. Just to pop in, check in with you guys, do the readings from Sunday. And then I don't know if anything like super wild is happening that week, maybe an extra few minutes, but
yeah,
um
mainly just cover the mass. The readings, maybe a little bit of a homily,
yeah.
uh, if it was good that week or if it was pertinent to anything. But yeah, it's just it's summertime. We're a lot more active.
Yes, it's still daylight outside.
Also, yeah, and then also I want to spend. We started this show back as Nephilim Murder Crew back before we were. This is back when we were still searching. You know,
Trying to figure out what we were gonna be.
trying to figure out what is the church? Do I need to go to church? Which is the right church to go
Hmm.
to? We were still figuring all stuff out, and then we decided on Catholic, and then we were becoming Catholic, and we had a lot to share about things we were learning. But now we just want to take some time and like be
Be
Catholic, like
Catholics.
learn some of the deeper stuff. Before we're just sitting here spouting out nonsense. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Over the last year, I know everybody's heard our views on lots of things change in various ways and forms. Because, like, you show up and you're like,
it's evolved.
yeah, you show up and you're like, oh, it's black and white. Yeah, this is the right way. This is the wrong way. But then it's not quite that easy.
It's not always how it plays out.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so something I was kind of thinking about earlier today is funny. It's there's the big divide between the traditional kind of um, Latin Mass only crowd and the Novus Ordo crowds. A lot of people, especially in the Novus Ordo crowd, think that the Latin Mass people don't like them.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And that they think that the problem is them.
No.
Yeah, and some of them. Don't get me wrong. There's some of the far out. You got break off groups in every group. There is a very
There's
small fraction of them that really dislikes the Novus Ordo Catholic, but the majority of them don't. The
Yeah,
majority
they're
of them,
kind
if
of like
they
indifferent.
love you. I would say this is myself included, somebody who prefers the Latin Mass but still does attend the Novus Ordo.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, we don't have anything against the attendees of the Novus Ordo. They're great. In fact, the only reason we go to the church we go to is for the people.
Yeah.
I can't stand the liturgy. I don't like the mass. In fact, today we went to Blessed Sacrament, our church, which I said I don't really like. And then at 10, we went to Sacred Heart, which everybody knows we love that. It's very reverent, smells and bells, old church,
Hmm.
beautiful mass. Um, and even though I'm not a big fan of the mass at Blessed Sacrament, we love the people there. There's some
Yeah.
great Catholics there. They're all very friendly, very loving people that we enjoy. The priest is phenomenal.
Hmm.
So even though I don't particularly care for the Novus Ordo, and especially that particular Novus Ordo, those people are amazing.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's a
and
good spot to be.
you guys had heard me say 8 months ago, probably when we were first starting to get into this, and I went to my first Latin Mass, and I was like, "Oh, Novus Ordo, all those Catholics are not real Catholics, and they don't know what they're doing." And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's so we're just gonna kind of tone the show down a little bit for a while.
Reel it in, if you will.
Yeah, and so we're just basically going on Sundays. We're going to just do mass readings. We're not going to cover too much else. We do mass readings. We're going to talk about the mass, whatever day. It's the fifth Sunday of Easter.
Hmm.
Um, when it's the 28th Sunday of Ordinary Time, we'll talk about the 28th Sunday of Ordinary Time.
Yeah.
Um, so that's just kind of the direction that we are going to be going in the future. Um, and next week, well, actually Wednesday, we're gonna and I go back and forth with this one too because I also don't want to make this show about like ridiculing people and dunking on people. 'Cause that's not a very Catholic thing to do.
No.
But a lot of you guys keep sending us these weird Protestant woke priestesses and priests to our
I have a nice little backlog of
yeah
them.
to our X account. So we're gonna do another episode covering those because even though I don't necessarily want to be dunking on people, these are heresies that need to be addressed.
Yeah.
This is not necessarily just dunking on people, making fun of people. This is legitimate. Like
This
these are
stuff has already been squashed, like in the 13th century, in the 4th century, in the 15th century. Like
yeah, a
these
a
things.
lot of this nonsense is heresy that really should be addressed. So I have no problem making fun of them a little bit because we do have to like point out to people this is heresy.
Yeah.
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 I'm sure most of you know better, but just in case,
Right.
this right here, this is heresy.
In the event that you didn't know.
This is not real Christianity that these people are pushing here.
No, it is not. So that's what we're gonna do on Wednesday night. So we have that one pre-planned. And yes, JC, we are still going to play your rage bait
Oh yeah,
games.
we have a whole chunk of JC video.
Between you and Arcane,
Yeah.
and I think Falcor is in like third place, but like you, JC and Arcane are like tied for like first and second on sending in those types of videos. So thank you guys for doing that and thinking of
Yeah.
us.
That's then the Kowo. What is Kowo?
Corporate worship?
Oh yes, yes. I think we've been through this before. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the corporate worship
Oh
crowd.
yeah, for sure. I'll take Novus Ordo Latin Mass. I'll even take those the like way better than you bow ties, super trad.
Hey,
I'll take those ones over any of the.
I wear a bow tie to church.
Yeah, I know, but you're not like
I do it out of
You're
laziness.
not like the hipster version of a Catholic.
No, I do it out of laziness. Everyone knows that.
I know, but we have those, and they're quite insufferable.
Oh, contemporary. Same
Worship.
thing.
That's the
Contemporary
thing.
worship, corporate worship. Yeah.
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 Same, slight difference.
So yeah, I just wanted to get that out there that there's going to be some little changes around here. Like I said, Sundays are going to be short shows. Wednesdays, I don't know. We'll figure some stuff to talk about. There's always plenty of stuff happening.
Mm-hmm.
And we can always call out the heresies.
Yes.
So,
we always have time for that.
yeah. So with that being said, let's get into the mash readings today. You want to read the little theme in the missal for the?
Yeah, I'll read the theme for the 5th Sunday of Easter.
Yeah.
The theme: Christian joy tempered by trials. Human beings cannot live without joy. If life consisted only of funerals without weddings, only of work without recreation, the burden of human existence would be unbearable for most of us. However, expecting too much joy from life is also dangerous because it easily results in disappointment. Friends may tell us enthusiastically about a new movie in town. You must see it. We look forward with great anticipation to it and finally get to see it. In most cases, we come away sorely disappointed by it. Similarly, at every wedding, the mother of the bride sheds a tear of joy, but it becomes a tear of sadness when the bride leaves home to follow her husband. During the 50 days of Easter, the liturgy of the church invites us to be joyful because of Christ, our Savior. Church invites us to be joyful because Christ, our Savior, is risen, and we, as God's adopted children, will live with him forever. Christians have reasons for joy, but we should not forget that God's kingdom has only been initiated in us. The full realization will come later. On this side of the grave, we will have to live with the tension between already and not yet. Expecting too much from church and any religion may disillusion you, and it takes maturity and courage to cope with this situation. Today's Bible readings deal with Christian existence that is often joy mingled with tears.
Okay.
Yes.
And the entrance antiphon?
Oh, okay.
Oh, sing a new song to the Lord, for he has worked wonders in the sight of the nations.
He has
Shown his deliverance. Alleluia. I don't know why I decided to read that, but
That's fine. We could do the entrance antiphon as well.
Whatever.
No big deal.
I will do the first reading. And this is Acts 14:21-27. And my glasses aren't over here still, are they?
I don't think so.
That's all right. I'll make do without the glasses.
Are they in that little black case?
Yeah, I'll make do without the glasses. It's fine.
All right.
Just bear with me, people. I have my glasses on.
Bearing.
Okay. A reading from the Acts of the Apostles. After Paul and Barnabas had proclaimed the good news to that city and made the considerable number of disciples, they returned to Lystra and to Iconium and to Antioch. They strengthened the spirits of the disciples and exhorted them to persevere in the faith, saying, "It is necessary for us to undergo many hardships to enter the kingdom of God." They appointed elders for them in each church and with prayer and fasting commended them to the Lord in whom they had put their faith. Then they traveled through Pisidia and reached Pamphylia. After proclaiming the word at Perga, they went down to Italia. From there, they sailed to Antioch, where they had been commended to the grace of God for the work they had now accomplished. And when they arrived, they called the church together and reported that God had done with them and how he had opened the door of faith to the Gentiles. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Man.
You did it.
Yeah, no, I got through it without my glasses. It was a little touch and go. A couple times I'm like, man, that's got to, what is that?
Yeah. Especially those city names. I'm sure that was fun.
Yeah, I'm like, eh.
All right. So the responsorial psalm comes from Psalm 145. I will praise your name forever, my King, my God.
I will praise your name forever, my King, my God.
The Lord is gracious and merciful, slow to anger, and of great kindness. The Lord is good to all and compassionate toward all his works.
I will praise your name forever, my King and my God.
Let all your works give you thanks, O Lord, and let your faithful ones bless you. Let them discourse of the glory of your kingdom and speak of your might.
I will praise your name forever, my King and my God.
Sorry, let me turn the page real quick.
That's it. Oh no, there's
Oh,
more.
yeah,
Sorry.
there's like one more. Let them make known your might to the children of Adam and the glorious splendor of your kingdom. Your kingdom is a kingdom for all ages, and your dominion endures through all generations.
I will praise your name forever, my King and my God. All right. And then sorry. The second mass reading today comes from the book of Revelations 21, 1 through 5. We're at 1 through 5a, so I'm guessing half of 5.
Half of 5, yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize that verses are broken down into
The
A and B. Yeah. All right.
I guess pre-comma, verse A.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
All right, sorry. A reading from the book of Revelation. Then I, John, saw a new heaven and new earth. The former heaven and former earth had passed away, and the sea was no more. I also saw the holy city, a new Jerusalem, coming down out of the heavens from God, prepared as a bride adorned for her husband. I heard a loud voice from the throne saying, Behold, God's dwelling is with the human race. He will dwell with them, and they will be his people, and God himself will always be with them as their God. He will wipe every tear from their eyes, and there shall be no more death or mourning, wailing or pain, for the old order has passed away. The one who sat on the throne said, Behold, I make all things new. The word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
All right.
So the gospel reading is John.
Hold on. Alleluia. Alleluia. Alleluia.
Really?
Okay, now you can do the gospel.
Okay.
You gotta.
Oh, Tyler, take notes. This will be when they do the Alleluias and then they go
Right.
for the gospel reading. Everybody's gonna do this thing, and this is what it is. The word of God on your mind,
Yep. On your
lips,
and in your heart.
You make cross on your forehead. You make
Yes.
a cross on your mouth and a cross on
So
your.
yes, when he proclaims the gospel and he goes to read the gospel, you're gonna see everybody do this, and that's
So now you know. That's the thing we can share with you since
Yes.
we're running through this and just thought of it.
Yep. And other than at the proclamation of the gospel, when they do anything, it's always a sign of the cross, and
Yeah,
you can pay
that's the
attention when
other
that
thing.
happens.
That's the other thing that happens
Yeah.
every once in a while. And don't do this. Don't do prayer hands. Don't do this.
Yeah, no. When they're doing the Our
Don't-
Father, if you see a bunch of people standing around with their arms in the, I
Don't
can't
do
get them
this.
both on camera here.
Yeah.
When you see them doing this, don't do that. That is not.
Do some whatever the priest or a deacon up on stage is doing. Which, if you look, they're probably up there doing this on stage at the altar. They're probably doing one of these.
Yeah, just
Old
stand there like
school
this
prayer
during the Our
hands.
Father. Don't hold hands. Don't do the whole.
The old school prayer hands.
Yeah.
One other note. That's it.
Yeah, that the Orion's position is for the priest. I don't know. After Vatican II, the laity thought it was their job to do that too, but it's not.
Yeah.
And now it's been happening so long, the church is having a real hard time backpedaling on it.
Yeah.
Even to the point where they made it a point to, in our RCIA class, Father Adam made it a point to say, you're not supposed to do this, but everybody does it. So,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
but just so you know,
We're not supposed to.
they're trying to let the new
Reel it in.
catechumens. Yeah, the problem is all the new catechumens, most of them are married to Catholics, and they all stand there because their wife does it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I'll be there doing my nun hands.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I just I do this the whole time too.
Yep.
But
Yep.
All
All right. So the gospel reading is John 13, 31 through 35. When Judas had left them, Jesus said, "Now is the Son of Man glorified, and God is glorified in him. If God is glorified in him, God will also glorify him in himself, and God will glorify him at once. My children, I will be with you only a little while longer. I give you a new commandment: love one another, as I have loved you. So you also should love one another. This is how all will know that you are my disciples, if you have love for one another." The gospel of the Lord.
praise you, Lord Jesus Christ.
Yes.
So, and those were the mass readings today. The gospel was pretty short.
That was actually
it was a very short gospel, and it was really kind of I don't know if it seems like it should be part of a much larger chunk. That by itself isn't like one of the better gospel readings I've ever heard. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, but it's also one of the ones that a lot of people are prone to either misunderstanding or having it misunderstood and used against them. Right?
Yeah,
Because like the commandment of where Jesus tells us to love one another, that does not mean tolerate sinful behaviors. That does not mean tolerate,
yeah. Also, it is the hardest commandment to
outright
keep.
blasphemy and
To love other people can sometimes be very, you know what I mean?
right.
Like
Yeah.
it's it's definitely the hardest commandment to
Yeah.
keep for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. It's
No,
definitely
the end
easier
part
to.
there is great. It's just like the way it starts with like an after Judas. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's very just I don't know. It's not a very powerful.
It's not the clip you would have picked.
Yeah, I don't know. The point, I mean, the new commandment, love each other, all all that. Yes, I get it. It's very important,
Mhm.
but it's just I don't know. The way it's taken in that short little clip, just it seems like it's missing some stuff somewhere, or it's said again in one of the other gospels in a better way. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know.
I think I mean, the longer I sit here and we're actually like discussing it and thinking about it, I think that that's kind of like a good one, because in that short little bit, like Judas leaves and then Jesus tells everybody, "All right, guys, that soon I was telling y'all about, it's now, it's happening. This is it." And then also you are to love each other the way that I love you. So like even when your time's up, you don't go chasing after Judas to
Right.
get yours before he gets you.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oopsie. So anyway,
Did you have anything else?
no, I don't really have anything else to add. I think that's a good spot. We talked about the change
Yes.
and
Yeah, so we'll still be coming on at the same time. It'll just be like a 30-minute or
yeah, we're just
maybe
about at
like
30 minutes. We're just about done. Yeah.
oh yeah, 29. So yeah, like 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes. And mostly because it's summertime and it's daylight and we should be spending time with our families.
Yeah.
Or outside, because it's still daylight. In the wintertime, we can hang out all the time. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine in the wintertime. It's different.
But
There's
yeah,
nothing to
at like
do.
7:45 on a Sunday evening when it's daylight out
Yeah, you
and in
could
the 70s,
still
I could be sitting on my deck smoking my pipe instead of down here at a dungeon smoking my
you
pipe.
could do that. You could still sneak in a little walk around the block.
Yeah.
Like there's still
Yeah, evening bike ride.
right. Yep, there's still evening time. And then also the other thing is, it's summertime, so we're going to be taking trips and stuff, and it's easier for us to convince ourselves to do a quick 30-minute check-in with you guys on a Sunday after a camping trip than it is to come up with like a second half of show
Right.
and then be flustered because we don't have a second half of show.
Right.
It's just to make things smoother in the future. So
Yeah.
we continue to give you guys the hangout and check in that you enjoy, and still, put out worthy content, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I mean, at the end of the day, since we are Catholic, this show is technically a ministry. You know what I
I
mean?
guess technically, yeah.
Because anything you do as a Catholic is part of your ministry. Yeah, and that was the other thing. So it's like, I feel the mass readings is a very important part of that.
Yes.
So, which is why I was like, oh, I can't really just scrap Sundays altogether. Because at first I was like, we'll just do Wednesday shows for a little while.
Yeah, that just wasn't gonna work.
Yeah. And then also, like, so if anybody hasn't figured out, because I haven't done one in a couple weeks, I will not be doing Tuesdays anymore. It was something that I wanted to try, but I haven't quite nailed down what I would like to do in an individual show. And also, I've started working out again. So, I do evening masses on Mondays and Wednesdays now. And then we do this on Wednesday. And then, I work out for an hour a day. Plus, I spend an hour a day in prayer. So, adding that extra show in on Tuesday and one of the few days I have a little bit extra time was just, I don't have the time. I don't have time to prepare for a show, to do anything, to come up with topics and do a little work on it during the week. It's just
fair.
So yeah, I prioritize going to mass and prayer life and exercise over the shows.
As you should.
Yeah.
As you should. Proper orders.
Yeah, I'm tired of being a fat slob.
Oh, well, okay.
So
I don't think you're a fat slob, but if you think you're a fat slob, I'm tired of you being a fat slob too.
yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you.
No problem. You disgust me.
I know.
Ugh.
I am like 25 pounds overweight.
Ugh.
Yeah. Well, it bothers me.
I'm sure it does. I just, what position am I in to talk about anybody's weight?
Yeah, there you go. Another night. Steal the time slot. Tuesdays at 6 p.m.
Oh, there you
Set
go.
up your phone, stream right from the truck.
Oh, yeah.
Be perfect. Give me something to listen to while I'm working out.
That would be fun for you. If you could do that another night, that would be fun.
Yeah.
People do like the car ride streams. People like that.
Ginny, it's very nice of you, Ginny, but you can't see my belly. That's why.
Yeah, you can't. And also, I mean, all I've done is put weight on this man since I got him.
Yes.
That's all I've done.
And I brought it down some, and then it goes right back up, and I brought it down some, and then it goes right back up because she won't stop cooking delicious food.
I can't have him running off or some cute young thing being like, "Oh, hey, what's up, good-looking older dude?"
Yeah, because that's how it would happen.
Well, no, that's not how it would happen, but it could happen.
No, it couldn't.
It could go down that way.
It absolutely could not.
But if you have the extra 25 on you, she ain't even gonna look at you.
Oh, please.
Oh, I know. That's not gonna stop him.
No.
Ugh.
Look at this face. Come on.
I know. And that impeccable fashion sense when he's not in a hoodie.
Right?
Ugh.
Yes.
Ugh.
My cobalt blue suit and red bow tie.
Yeah. So there's just not enough hours in the week.
There is not. No, there's not enough hours. Like I said, right now I'm really prioritizing getting my spiritual life in order and my physical life in order, and that's taking top priority.
No.
So, and once that's happened, not that your spiritual life's ever fully in order or whatever, but
No.
Once I can ease off the throttle on both, and I've lost weight now, I'm just kind of maintaining and going out for bike rides in the evening and doing a little bit of weightlifting here and there as opposed to like a strict schedule.
Yeah. So I guess if anybody has ever, individual watching this, viewer, if you've ever done like a lifestyle change, this is our year to adjust to our Catholic lifestyle.
Yes.
So we still have to keep all of our commitments to you fine people that we love and we appreciate hanging out with. But we also have to integrate, our existing commitments, household, family, works, all that stuff. And then also now work in our Catholic life.
Right. Yeah.
So, like, we
Masses
gotta
and prayer time and all that stuff.
do restructuring, reprioritizing, figuring out how it all looks, and trying not to run ourselves ragged in the process. Because nobody wants to be miserable. That's
Right.
not fun.
Yeah.
The yoke is light. So
Oh, thanks, Stax. Stax is always there.
yeah.
So yeah, like I said, maybe when the summer's over, I'll have some more free time and we'll revisit that again.
Yeah.
But until then, like I said, I'm prioritizing just refocusing on my life, on being healthy and God.
Yeah.
So
Solid.
yeah. So all right, guys. With that being said, we're gonna call it a night.
Yes.
Because we're pretty tired, and
Yes.
yeah. So everybody have a wonderful evening.
When babies.
When babies. I know you're not talking to who in the chat's having babies.
Oh, he's talking to us. You know he's talking to us.
I'm an old man. What are you talking about?
When babies. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
This month, maybe? We're just playing it month to month, playing it by ear, buddy.
Did you tell
As
these
soon as-
people that you're trying to have a baby or something?
No, we're married. We're married Christians. We're supposed to be a
Right.
baby factory.
This is
That's
true.
That's the policy,
Right.
right? Like Christian and then married,
Okay. Well,
then the babies.
you keep rejecting my deposits. I'm sorry.
It's not me that's rejecting them. It's the ovary department. I have nothing to do with this.
Okay, well, before this gets out of control,
Yep.
everybody have a wonderful evening. God bless all of you. Thank you for watching. We appreciate all of you so very, very much.
I'll do that, JC.
Yeah. So,
God bless you guys. I'll see you morning crew people in the morning.
yep. Yeah,
And
Emily will
then
see you
we'll
guys in
be
the morning.
back
Wednesday.
Yeah, then we'll be back on Wednesday evening.
We Wednesday with all the Protestant heresies. So if you got some extra ones you want to get over to us, send them to our.
Send them over by Wednesday.
Send them over to our ex. Yeah.
Yep.
So, all right, guys. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you very much, and we'll see you guys later.
Pater noster, qui es in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum, adveniat regnum tuum, fiat voluntas tua, sicut in cielo et in terra. Panem nostrum quotidianum da nobis hodie, et dimitte nobis debita nostra, sicut et nos dimittimus debitoribus nostris, et ne nos inducas in tentationem, sed libera